hosts, Joseph DeGolier and Caleb Schweiss. This is Ultima Final Fantasy. Oh, you hear that? That is the sound of Ultima Final Fantasy, the ultimate Final Fantasy podcast. I am Joe.
I am Caleb.
And today, Caleb, we're going to be catching up on news. And in light of all these beautifully planned, put together episodes that we've had in a row, I've decided to bring it down a notch. We gotta be humble on this show and have a lightly planned episode.
I didn't realize that humble was synonymous with lazy. I should probably check a thesaurus out.
I have a little story to get into. I mean, it's there's some reasons. They're not good reasons, but they're reasons anyway. Why today we are going to be reading and performing for you Final Fantasy jokes from a blog post I found online. So I'm excited to get into that when we get to that. But before we do, Schweiss, have you played any Lightning Returns or?
Not yet. I'm still working on Final Fantasy 13-2. I think I have like 42 more fragments left to go, and I'm like 40% done on the trophies. There's still a lot left to do, but there's a bunch of golds though, so they take a lot of the percentages. I think I have like 7 more total to get. So
see, every time I come into the living room, you're doing a puzzle.
Yeah. There's a lot of those puzzles. Like when you find the rifts in the space-time continuum or whatever the fuck, you have to do a little puzzle thing. And the area I just barely unlocked, it's like Orba 400 AF or something like that.
400 is fuck.
It's all puzzles. Every single fragment is collected by doing one of those puzzle things. So I've had the clock one. I've had the press X to drag your little light thing one. I've had the panels of fucking hell one. So many different ones in this area, so it's pretty puzzle heavy, but I'm glad I kind of like the break from the bullshit side quests that I was doing before, though, because when I first started doing fragment hunting, I pulled up a guide, and I noticed most of them were associated with quests in certain areas, and I was like, fuck, dude, this is going to take forever to get all these done, because I only had I think I had like 30-something fragments when I finished the game. I had like nothing. So to get 160 that's a lot of work.
Whatever the bare minimum of fragments to get through the game was is what I had as well. So the idea of collecting, going back, I'm sure, to all those areas, collecting. Did you have to collect all the mystery fragments and everything?
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
Oh.
There's also wild artifacts that aren't counted as fragments, so I'm not sure which ones I have and which ones I don't. I mean, there's a guide, so I can go to each area and see where they're at, and if it's there, I obviously don't have it yet. If it isn't, I have it. But as far as I can tell in the menu, and I might be wrong about this, but I don't see anywhere that like keeps track of the wild artifacts, so I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know where they are. I just have to fucking go through the list and be like, all right, I think I got this one. I think I got this one. I know I didn't get this one. I'm going to go to this area and get it. But those are what you use to unlock the portals to new areas. And I think I've unlocked like 7 portals post-game so far.
I think we had to use like 2 in the main story. Maybe?
Yeah, there's not very many that you need. But you use those to unlock the paradox endings and also to just unlock new zones. So
let me ask you, as far as like frustration is concerned, like how does it stack up against the original 13?
It's way less frustrating than 13.
Okay.
It's only supposed to take, the guide estimates 40 to 60 hours, and 13's platinum time is 110 hours, so that's nice. And it's also nice that, there's like, I kind of like the way they set 13.2 up, where you've got your main line, you've got your story, you've got the stuff you need to do, and then there's just a shitload of side stuff along the way. And to get the platinum for it, you have to do a bunch of that side stuff. Whereas, like with 15, it's it takes like 60 hours. There's a lot of them that are really heavy grind side quests, and I don't know. It just feels like it's set up a little bit better. Like it's all supposed to be post game, whereas with 15, it's supposed to be stuff you're doing along the way. to get up to level and whatnot. But
or with 13, it's all in one place, and then you move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's even more stuck than any other game.
Yeah, it is. I mean, 13's is missable after all, and that's kind of a problem considering it's a 30-hour game.
Well, just don't sell your items, and then it's really not.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, and I didn't, so it's not because of that trophy though. I didn't know that I shouldn't sell. I just didn't, and then when I found out, I was like, oh, it's a good thing I haven't.
Must have been nice.
Yeah,
must have been real nice.
I don't know if you would have wanted to put another 65 hours into that game.
Not at all.
So, I mean, you say you got screwed out of the platinum, but I don't think you would have gotten it.
I did get screwed out of the platinum.
But now you can't.
I don't know if I would have had the heart to do everything that you did. Dealing with those elephant motherfuckers over and over and over again. Yeah. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could do what you did with FF10.
Oh, that's way worse.
The Lux Spheres.
That's way worse than 13, dude.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, that is so much worse. I didn't have to do that though.
Feels like though with the FF10 one you don't really have to pay attention.
Yeah,
with the FF13 one, you do have to pay attention. So I think there's a sort of a gambit here, Schweiss. There's grind and not feel the grind and enjoy the grind, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to enjoy all of it according to the show, but no. And then there's grind where you have to pay attention, which some people might think of as fun, and I say that in quotes. And then also there's grind where you don't have to pay attention. And believe it or not, I believe grind where you don't have to pay attention, although it is more mindless, is better because I could put on, I don't know, like a movie or something on another screen.
Yeah.
And I don't know, some movie I've seen like a million times, like Rush Hour 2 or something. I'll just put that on and then enjoy myself somewhat while I'm hitting the Gollum dude in the taint or whatever it was.
The Gollum dude was fine. It's the blob wall guy that gave me problems. So there was one guy that I had to mine the Lux Sphere from, and then there was another guy that I had to mine the thing that creates the Lux Sphere spot. And that guy was worse, I think. That guy, I wasn't staring at his taint as long. Of course, he's a giant glob, so he doesn't have a taint.
Oh, what if you were staring at his taint the whole time?
I might have been, but I only had to kill a certain number of those guys. The thing is, though, with 10, I didn't have to go Lux Spheres. I didn't need to do that necessarily, but the fight against Dark Yojimbo, where you fight him 5 times in a row, if you don't have good luck or really high speed and a decent amount of luck, you won't hit him ever. So I basically was just missing over and over again. And I can't just keep throwing money at regular Yojimbo, hoping he'll do Zanmato 5 times in a row, because the odds of that are pretty crappy. So that's why it took me so long. I don't know if it necessarily needed to take me that long, because I could have replaced the Lux Spheres with Power Spheres later, and then just beaten Yojimbo, had the 3 characters filled out, and then gone back and replaced all of the Lux Spheres with the Power Spheres, and then farmed it way faster. But I basically just made everybody god tier, so I don't know. It worked, but it was already too late by the time I realized that. And I just said, fuck it, we're just going to make everyone disgusting here.
But 13.2 is kind of fun.
Yeah, 13.2's...
That's what I'm getting from you.
13.2's Platinum is enjoyable so far. I don't hate it. It's... There's a lot of things to collect. But, I mean, even then, I'm only at 40 hours right now. I'm not sitting at, 60 plus, still 45% into the game. So it's not too bad. I should have it by next episode, and I'll start 13.2.
Are you going to platinum Lightning Returns?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I am.
Okay.
I want to get all of them. I need to go back and platinum 10.2 as well. But now that it's a new year, I can beat it and count it on the hog. So.
Oh, shit.
I have to 100% play through that thing to get it. So,
oh, my God.
Yeah, it's going to take a long time.
I have not touched Lightning Returns yet. In fact, I don't think I've touched a video game this week. No, that's not true. We played Civ 5 after Nude Clan last week.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man. Just didn't touch it at all. I looked at it, and then I was like, I need to play Tales of Zestiria for Nude Clan. And then I went, And I didn't touch Tales of Zestiria either. So
Wow, yeah.
just behind on my gaming right now, man.
Yeah, I'm going to have to put a lot of time into Tales to finish it if it's a 40-hour game, and I'm supposed to have it done in 2 weeks. And I'm going to try to Platinum 13 too.
You might as well just quit your job.
Yeah, might as well. Right?
Any rich patrons that want to up their...
Yeah, up it by a lot.
Let's see, how much do you, like... Can you get by with $2,000 a month?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get by because your mortgage is pretty low. So you get by with $2,000. I'll get by with $1,000. How about that?
All right, so we just need
So,
$3K from you guys.
If you guys just want to pump up your Patreon to $3K, that means we'll have enough to cover the show.
Yeah.
And then we can probably, I don't know, finish this show in like 6 months.
Yeah, we could have it all done.
8 hours a day? Just make it a job?
Yeah. I don't know if that's what they want, though.
That's probably not what they want.
I think
They don't want it to end.
They want it to be the marathon show that it will be.
No, Jesus. Just the idea that we have 42 games left is like...
We've beaten a lot,
I'm like,
though.
twice, I'm this close to murdering you, so...
Yeah. Well, you
The
do
more
live.
time I have to spend with you every weekend, the more anger that builds up.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
how just about everybody feels about you.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like the problem is on the
appreciate-
other side of the table.
Yeah,
here.
it's on my side of the table. You're right.
I do feel it, though. So, you know.
It's like, how much longer can I sit across from this guy once a week? Maybe if we gave it a 1 month break, and then maybe we wouldn't go to blows.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe just not living here might work out, too.
Yeah, that's true. I
course,
won't be
that's
here
only
for
been-
very long.
Yeah, I know, but
Does anybody on UFF know that I moved here?
I don't know.
We probably talked about it on Nude Clan. Yeah, I moved into Caleb's place. We talked about me living under the cupboard under the stairs, but fucking Cameron Wilson also moved in just before me. So I'm trying to finish up school, and
Yeah.
so now I'm here. It does give me more gaming time than I had before. which is
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, there's less limitations on sound. So,
Yes, there's less limitations on sound, and don't have to take the train, which is nice.
Yeah, that's true.
So, okay, Schweiss. Real quick, you guys can go to Facebook.com/Ultima Final Fantasy, YouTube.com/Ultima Final Fantasy, see our backlog of Schweiss's playthroughs mostly, and also the live episodes. You can tweet me at Joseph Deolier.
Me at UFF Podcast.
You can support the show by going to ultimafinalfantasy.com, clicking on the Patreon link, and you can support the show on Patreon if you want. There's an Amazon link there that you can click through and buy your stuff on Amazon, and we get a small kickback, and also a PayPal link as well. Twitch.tv/ultimafinalfantasy is where you see all the episodes live, like right now. We're live right now, Schweiss.
It's true for all of Skull Haiti.
Oh, see?
Thanks, man.
Sometimes we have like 20 people on here, and sometimes we have like 0.
Yeah,
Skull Haiti, though.
Always
He's
there.
worth 10.
that's right. You're worth 10 men.
You're worth 10. Yeah, ultimafinalfantasy.com is where you find everything. Join the forums, yada, yada. Let's get to the news. Why? News. Our first piece of news. Very small piece of news, but still great, right? Because it's
yeah.
Final Fantasy. In light of, I believe, announcements for Zodiac Age, Final Fantasy 12 HD, World of Final Fantasy has a free DLC. If you guys have not yet tired of your World of Final Fantasy, that will be coming on March 23rd, and that is the champion summon Balthier.
Oh, nice.
So get on that if you're a World of Final Fantasy player still.
Yeah, I assume we have an article in here about. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we got an article on something. In fact, let's get to that article. Schweiss, something was released, or something has been announced for Final Fantasy 12.
Yeah, we've got the Zodiac Age Special Edition. Looks pretty fucking beefy. I mean, we've got a copy of the game, an original soundtrack, collector's edition steelbook, yet again. Steelbook art exclusive to Collector's Edition. They haven't revealed that yet. As of this article, at least, I haven't seen anything. We get a Judge Magister's bust set, which we get little busts of, it looks like Bergen, Drace, Gabranth, Geese, and Zargaboth. Those are pretty fucking sweet looking. We get a 6-card art set with Von, Ash, Bosch, Fran, Balthier, Pinello, and the World of Ivalice. And then, of course, background music DLC. Digital code to unlock the original soundtrack background music in-game. That, of course...
Wait, what?
Comes at a sweet...
Hold on. So the game doesn't already have background music. You have to download the free DLC.
That's right. There's the soundtrack.
What the hell does that mean?
There's the soundtrack, and then there's the background music.
What?
I don't know.
No, Schweiss, this is not okay.
Well, it's not always background music. Sometimes there's a black screen, and all you hear is music. Then it's music. So I guess there's going to be like one track for like a sad song that plays before the cutscene starts, and then the rest is going to be on the background music DLC.
This makes no goddamn sense. Okay, so wait, read the sentence one more time for me, will you?
So original soundtrack is listed,
okay.
And then background music DLC, which includes digital code to unlock original soundtrack background music in game.
So it's not like on your PS4 screen, which would be like, oh, cool, I can play the music right now. This is in-game. You may have the music playing in-game.
Well, I assume it's going to be like Final Fantasy X's HD remaster, where they remastered the soundtrack, and they gave us the international soundtrack, which is different than the original soundtrack. So that's probably what it is.
Oh,
now that
that's probably what.
Now that
right.
we've picked it to pieces, I think that's the conclusion I've come to.
Yeah, because
now we just look like fucking tards.
Because how dare you?
I don't know how they would change it though. Like what the music in 12, I think sounded fire.
Yeah,
best music, but it didn't sound like shit. So I don't know why they would want to remaster. I don't know.
I don't know why you would want to remaster any of that stuff.
Yeah, but it comes with the sweet, cool price tag of $199.99 fucking cents.
You getting it?
Dude, I think I want to, but it's so much. God, the last collector's edition of 12 I bought was only $80.
How much did our Distant World tickets cost?
Less than that for two tickets to Distant Worlds.
And we saw Nobuo in the crowd.
Did, yeah. He was there. I saw his head from afar. So there's that one that's $120. The limited Steelbook edition is only $50. That comes with a copy of the game.
Another Steelbook edition.
Yeah, featured artwork by Akihiko Yoshida, background music, blah, blah, blah.
The artwork's pretty cool.
It is, yeah. I bet
Ain't no Amano, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I bet you the artwork for the Uber edition is going to be really fucking cool, especially because they're making such a big deal about not announcing it yet. So the standard edition is also $50, copy of the game, reversible cover.
It's 50?
Yeah, $50 for the standard and $50 for the Steelbook limited edition. So if you guys are going to pick that up, I suggest you do it soon.
Do you think that they will include the extras that came with the collector's edition when the game originally came out in 2006?
I hope not, because, dude, God, man,
they should. I mean, as like at least a
complimentary
like Easter egg, yeah.
Yeah, I guess, but watching the history of Final Fantasy on that DVD it's like the lamest thing.
Sid showed up in Final Fantasy V this way. Now let's move on to Final Fantasy VI.
Here's Sid. Here's the Chocobo. It's like, God, dude, this isn't a history of Final Fantasy.
Sid helps you out of a cell.
Yeah, this is a guy who voiced Sid in 12 or 13, telling us who Sid is in each game. It's like asking a supporting actor what the movie's about, and they're like, well, it's about this mailman that goes to this house and delivers a package, but he doesn't know that the couple inside has been murdered. It's a murder mystery, but they make it about the mailman. That's what that fucking
that
DVD
actually
is.
Sounds like a good plot. When John the mailman goes to a house and delivers a package, not knowing that there was a murder in there, suddenly he is chased by all the authorities in town. He has no idea why.
Yeah.
And he must figure out what the hell happened. See, that's a movie plot right there. I can make something out of that.
That could work.
Yeah.
So they also released during the panel. They said you can switch between the original reorchestrated background music in the settings. So I think that's what it is.
Look, it explains it down below.
It was orchestrated before, but yes.
Yeah.
If you press L1, you can speed up the game by 2 or 4 times.
Oh my, come on!
If you press the L3 button, you can display the map over the screen.
It's not like 12 was slow.
Well, I'm gonna play. Dude.
Yeah, now it is slow.
Yeah, it's like FF7 when you play it on ×3, and then you go back to the
Press
normal
the
game.
L1 button to skip foreplay and just have constant orgasm.
Yeah,
That's what that sounds like.
That sounds perfect to me.
Yeah.
I've already beaten the game. Already got
That's true.
got everything done. Now I just need to get the new one and plat it.
So I have not read the story, Schweiss, but I was promised a cute story from the development of Final Fantasy 15. Give it to us by Shinru, who gave us all of our news this week. So this story better be cute, and I'll go ahead and start it here. One day, during the development of Final Fantasy 15, as director Hajime Tabata, can we call him Tabata? No, it's better.
Yeah, I think we should.
Was leaving for work, his 6-year-old daughter came up to him and gave him a hug.
Without letting go.
Tabata said. That's a good Tabata voice. Tabata said at a panel during the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco this morning.
She asked me, "How much longer will you be busy?"
Tabata didn't know how to respond, he said. So he told his daughter that it was going to be a while.
On hearing that, she held her tears back.
Tabata said, speaking through a translator.
With a big smile, she said, "Chin up and keep up the good work, Daddy." Then she went back to her room and brought me a picture drawing of me working. It wasn't a good drawing, actually. She obviously put her worry for me ahead of her own loneliness. Seeing her fight to hold back her tears hit me very hard as a parent.
Oh, so it wasn't a good drawing because it was a picture of him working, or like his daughter just sucks at drawing and he had to announce that?
Yeah, she sucks at drawing.
Yeah, that sounds like some bad translation.
Yeah.
Shortly afterwards, Tabata met with his team at Square Enix and put together an event, Family Day, where they'd all bring their parents, spouses, and children to work.
Delay day. That's what it sounds like to me.
Get to work.
Yeah.
They set up special versions of the then in progress Final Fantasy 15, which they let their kids play on the office PCs. It was Tabata. Where's our PC version? It was, Tabata said, an extraordinary boost to the team's morale, just as they were going through the horrible crunch of their first open world game, one that sounds like it was hellish to make.
The objective was to achieve a better work-life balance, to show appreciation to our families, to give them peace of mind.
Tabata said.
The key to having a stronger team is to have your families behind you.
Of course, one could certainly argue that events like this wouldn't be necessary if the video game industry had more worker-friendly practices in the first place, but that's a complicated conversation, and this is a cute story.
Yeah, what is this, a Godzilla movie? Jesus, here's the message at the end. Perhaps we should not overwork video game creators, and then these disasters wouldn't happen.
Yeah. So that was by Jason Schreier at Kotaku.com, which is, of course, quality news articles from
clearly.
Kotaku. So hopefully, I mean, I'm just assuming that this has like a 40% chance of being true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good, I guess. I saw a tweet the other day because of the Women's Day dealio that was going on.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. I felt like I heard about it the day after, which is not good. But anyway, Final Fantasy 15 staff, they put on their official Facebook page, like, thanks to all the women in the office, and they had like a
nice
picture of all the women in the office.
Yeah.
So like they're really working that angle there.
Nice. Yeah. Of course they are.
Why did I have two of those tabs? Okay. I do got another thing for Tabata here, and this is talking about the Nintendo Switch. Schweiss, have you tried out the Switch at all?
Nope.
Neither have I. We do have one friend that has the Switch, and I'm wondering if we should go try it out for Nude Clan.
Yeah, we probably ought
We
to.
probably should. But Tabata basically, and there's a whole big section here on this article from Silicon Era, but Tabata gave his thoughts on the Switch, and he thought it was almost like a dream machine. So it would be something that, like, the idea of being both a handheld device and a main console on your television is like, it's something that really turns him on, basically. And also kind of goes into this kind of confusing sort of rant at the end where he's like, I don't know why cell phone games haven't picked up as they should. Like, he would think that handhelds wouldn't be a big deal anymore. But this is an interesting in-between sort of a situation.
Yeah. I know there's been a lot of interest coming from Tabata for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
and
like how they would utilize it. Because Tabata, he says in the article, and we know because of Crisis Core, Tabata's worked on both handheld games and console games.
Yeah, he makes them pretty much the same, though. But, it's... I don't know. I think it does seem like a good fit. Now, I thought it was funny when people were speculating FF15 on the Switch, and I was like, dude, the thing's not going to be able to fucking play FF15. And I still don't think it can, but it could.
Well, twice you could play
titles.
Skyrim, a game that's, from a system ago.
Yeah, the new and beloved.
Oh,
Skyrim.
it's two systems ago. It's 2 generations ago. Twice.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah,
because of Nintendo.
I just want to bow down to Nintendo right now and say, oh, Skyrim, even in HD. It's in HD though, so maybe it's like one system, sort of.
Yeah.
Slightly less compressed images on the Nintendo Switch for the Skyrim. Schweiss, I could not be more impressed with the Nintendo Switch's technical capabilities than when I heard that they could play a game from 2 systems ago.
I know. It's pretty impressive.
Oh my god, dude.
So 15 is just around the corner.
I was coming in my pants thinking about it. Yeah, 15 is next. 15 is next on the Nintendo Switch.
It better be.
God, oh my god. What's been the have you looked up any like reviews on the Switch or anything like that?
No.
Talked to anyone?
I've mostly seen reviews on Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which has gotten it's got like a 98 on Metacritic or something like that.
So, wow.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really fucking good.
Yeah, I saw some people in the forums were really enjoying it. Dylan and someone else.
I would have sold my Switch. I would have scalped it if I would have bought one.
Oh, would you? Is it going for like crazy right now? Is it?
It's like $400, and it's not going to last. Because they have backstock that they're going to be shipping out. So it's not going to be like the Wii where it takes months to get one.
Did they make as many as they did the Wii? Like, how do we know?
I'm not sure.
I guess we'll have to look that stuff up later because it's all speculation for us.
Yeah, even then though, as long as they're getting copies of the console out, it's
definitely doing better than the Wii U already, right?
Yeah.
Has it surpassed its sales day one?
Yeah, probably.
Get this: the Final Fantasy 15 Japanese voice actor was apparently inspired by one of my favorite musicians, Kurt Cobain, the voice of Noctis. So it was someone who wasn't. It was important for him to be someone who wasn't like emo-y, but did have like a lot of depth in him, regardless. So I guess he got that inspiration from Kurt Cobain. I don't know if it shows in the Japanese performance. I can't really hear it, Yeah. Unless he starts like doing that.
Yeah, unless he goes grunge.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Yeah,
do we know what the song... Did they have the same theme song for 15 in Japan as they do here?
The eyes on... Or not eyes on my... Jesus, I don't know, actually. I would assume, but... I haven't actually looked at anything for Japan.
I wonder, because I know we had like a different one for one of the games. Was it 13? It was 13. Yeah, there's like a Japanese song for 13, and then we got My Hands.
Yeah.
So they took a hit song from an album, just a pop album, and put it on ours because at some point they said these Japanese pop songs are terrible for the American ears.
Yeah.
At least for most of us, I guess. Or I would assume for most
normal human beings.
If I were to put a Final Fantasy pop song in front of someone, I think they would want to chew me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For most people.
Probably. For most people. Except at a Final Fantasy convention where everybody loves Eyes on Me.
Yep. except then.
Except that.
That would be interesting to find out, though. I assume they would probably have kept it the same, though, because that's kind of a thematic song for the game. So, I don't know. I think they should have kept it the same if they did not.
So if you were wondering if the compilation of Final Fantasy VII stuff would ever be put together upon like one Blu-ray disc or put out in one release for the PlayStation 4, it's probably not going to happen. And we already knew that because of the music situation with Crisis Core, but even then, Nomura has talked about, and he has a whole big, huge article here on Silicon Era, which you guys can read through, but here's the important part. The compilation of Dirge Cerberus, Crisis Core, and Before Crisis probably will not be put together ever. And that is, and the reason for that is their remake of Final Fantasy VII is going to be too off, I guess. It's going to be too different. It's going to be, it's not going to match up with the other compilation of Final Fantasy VII things.
That sounds like retcon for sure.
Yeah, it sounds like major retcon is what's going to happen, which is probably going to be concerning for some people. The thing that's concerning for me, though, is the thing I was worried about this entire time, which is FF7 replacement.
Yeah.
So after this remake of FF7, all new systems, when they put out FF7, they won't be the FF7 that we know. It'll be this new FF7, and the opportunities to play the old FF7 will get smaller and smaller and smaller. And along with these other compilation things, like Dirge Cerberus is only available on the PS2. Will that ever get re-released? Probably not. It looks like
it doesn't deserve to be re-released.
No,
it's a blight.
I think. Well, look, like, let's say in 20 years from now, someone else decides to take on this challenge of playing all the non-mobile Final Fantasy games.
Yeah.
It would be difficult. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, because they purged the game from existence by then. They had like a revolt against the Dirge of Cerberus, the great Dirge revolt of 2020.
I know.
Where they like burned the copies in the fucking streets.
I don't think that happened.
Well, it hasn't happened yet. It's still
too big of a hit.
Out.
It's got that red label PS2
Well, if
thing.
it has that, then you should still be able to find it. That's like saying that we can't play Super Nintendo games. It's like impossible to find a Super NES game. It's not. You can get the games. The internet is available. You have eBay, you have Amazon.
I want Square. Just make money, Square. Put your shit out.
Well, the problem is you don't know what kind of legal ramifications they have for the music. That's the reason why they haven't done it.
But
yeah, I don't know about Dirge, but
yeah, Crisis Core has the music from the other shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they should put out the FF7 remake, and Nomura, how about this? You put on another disc 2, has all the other FF7, just pay for the goddamn rights for the song. It has all the other FF7 games in it, including the old FF7.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
As an extra. I think that would be great. And also make you more money. I'm just trying to make you more money, Square. Just listen to me. People will buy.
Well, they might try to rip them off, though, because they know how much money it'll make if they do sell the rights to the songs. So if I am the people who own the rights to that music, I know what Crisis Core and Dirge would make upon release. So I'm not gonna lowball them. I'm gonna try to get my money out of it. It might not be worth it. I don't know.
I doubt it would be.
I don't really care enough about those two games. Like, I'm not blown away by Crisis Core or Dirge. Before Crisis would be fun to experience, but I can't. The sick thing is Dirge. If they re-released it, the trophies would be around the fucking the capsules, and you'd have to get every one of them. And there are so many capsules in that game.
No!
Like just so many. And they'd have to remake the game. I think it couldn't be an HD remaster. Like, it's too clunky now. It doesn't work. I don't think it functions like a shooter should now. With different standards. So if they remade the whole thing, then yeah, sure.
It's bad.
Yeah.
it's bad. Schweiss, we got one more piece of I believe we have one more piece of news. Oh no, we have two. Sorry, could you go to that? There we go. get this. I thought this was interesting. There's an image here that says, under 5 million copies, dead end, over 6 million copies minimum, I guess is their target. Here's what I'm trying to say. Final Fantasy 15, apparently, if it had sold under 6 million copies, which is, of course, what it sold in the first week, if it had sold under 6 million copies, then Final Fantasy might have ended.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me. I don't know where these images are coming from, but Schweiss, what do you think of that? What do you think of Final Fantasy ending?
I mean, that'd be pretty crappy. The series has a lot of different games and a lot of different styles, and I think it would suck if they fucked it all up because of a mainline Final Fantasy game. Like if 15 was the thing that did them in. I would understand if their fucking movies were what ended up doing them in because they have a history of losing money. At least on the first one, excuse me. They lost a lot of money.
Oh, do you think they honestly made their money back on Kingslave?
I don't think it cost nearly as much, and they probably
didn't even make $1 million at the box office.
And they probably just looped it into the cost of making 15. So that's why 15 is such a we need to sell.
Some creative accounting, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, the money all comes from the same company.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's.
But it seems crazy that a mainline would do that. I mean, I know they pump a lot more resources into it, but with the epic mishandling of the 15th game as a whole, like all the changes, the director changes, all of the story changes, how long it took to develop, like I don't know. It seems crazy that the mainline game would be one of the ones that could have sunk it. But at the same time, 15 costs probably so much more than 13.2 or Lightning Returns cost, because they already had the engine. They had the crystal tools for both of those. That was a big expense. All of that was taken care of, and it was more of a, let's do these games for cheap and make use of the system we've already made.
What's insane to me as a company, Schweiss, is that we have looked... We've done write-ups for the last few games in the mainline series, so... From FF12 to FF13 to FF14 especially, and now to FF15, development has been terrible for all those games. If you think about FF12, where half the staff left with Sakaguchi, and then FF13, where they didn't even really have a concept of the game till they were forced to put a demo like 9 months out. A similar thing happened with 15, which of course was once again like a scrap project from another project.
Yeah.
Which fell through for various reasons. And then 14, of course, was just unfinished on release. And then they had to fix it 2 years later.
Yeah, they've revamped the hell out of it, yeah.
I don't think it's a problem with the amount of copies that the game is selling. Maybe if they learn how to, I don't know, treat their staff better or just get a different creative business atmosphere for that team of people who work on the mainline Final Fantasy games every time. There's something wrong with the management of that team. There is something wrong there. And I think Square probably needs to fix that, and maybe the Final Fantasy games don't have to cost as much as they do, and they don't have to sell 6 million copies. I mean, we want them to because we like Final Fantasy, and we hope that the games are good. We hope Final Fantasy 16, which will hopefully happen. We hope that it's a great game. Of course, the better the game, the more it tends to sell. I think that's pretty true. So I don't know, Schweiss. I don't know what's going on over there. It seems a little crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's tough being outside looking in, but it's stressful too because I mean we get to hear all these articles about this could be the end, and it's like you could have just fucking released the game like a while ago, or I don't even know because we're not exactly even sure what went on, but. We know there was a lot of issues when they handed it over to Tabata, and there's been just problems plaguing it all along. And you're right, even since even since Final Fantasy 12, they've been in like huge development cycles that just last forever. People are leaving left and right. The company's restructuring. There's all this shit going on. So I don't know. Maybe it's just Enix. Maybe Square was super cool, and now Enix.
I think there might be some truth to that.
Yeah,
I think Enix, of course, since we've been doing history of Square Enix slowly over time, Enix less of a game making company and more of a company, game publishing company, and definitely more of a. I don't know. It's just less creative. So
yeah, I'd say they have more of a business model than probably Squaresoft did. And I mean, they don't fuck up majorly like Squaresoft does. I mean, obviously games are taking forever, but they haven't released a movie that tanked them completely. Like they realize that that's not something they should do. They know
they shouldn't spend $120 million
on a CG, a hyper CG film. Yeah, they don't do that.
It has nothing to do with the games.
And maybe they don't do that because they saw Squaresoft try to do it, but they just don't do that. So on one hand, I'm like, yeah, it might not be as good as Squaresoft was now that it's Square Enix. But on the other hand, it's like, well, at least they're around. If they wouldn't have tried that merger thing.
And there is something about, like, I know Sakaguchi was like, I will never make a Final Fantasy game, and not in this modern market. It's just the bigger the games are, I mean, the more complex they are. They're being competitive with Western RPGs, which I don't know. They seem to come out just fine over here.
Yeah.
Like you don't hear that the development of Skyrim was like 12 years, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, dude. But anyway, we have this 30th anniversary Timeless Legacy trailer.
Have you seen this? I have not.
Nope, I haven't yet.
So I don't know what this is.
Let's dive in. Or not. Oh, there we go. Nice. Got a nice crystal here.
One.
All right. Going through kind of like a history of the Final Fantasy series.
Sid was not in one.
Yeah. FF2. Some good stuff. This is like OG FF2 as well. This is
yeah, that's NES FF2.
Oh, this better be NES 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
NES
Look
FF2.
at that.
It looks better. Looks better than the DS one.
Well, it is. Now we're getting to modern, semi-modern Final Fantasy at FF4 here. There better be an announce at the end of this fucking thing. Like FF5.
Did you say an announce?
An announcement, yeah.
Oh, an announcement, yeah. X-Death can go fuck himself.
The
old epic FF6.
Yep, Naked Terra.
It's gonna
5 stars.
It's good stuff. FF7 CG cutscenes instead of gameplay. It's good stuff. It'd be funny if they put the remake footage right there.
Yeah. Already trying to scrub history. 8 some CG scenes. I bet you they'll do CG from now on.
Probably.
Some VV there.
God. Hey, you want to replay the series, Schwartz?
Kinda. I don't know, though. I'm not doing anything fucking extra if I do. Straight up.
No, I can't do 11 again. Of course, it'll probably take, like, no time this time.
Yeah.
To do, like, Windhurst missions or some shit.
Yeah. I'll play FF12 again. In July.
13. Just like a pile of shit. Just a picture of cow shit. Was that footage from 13, that last image? Because I don't remember Lightning wearing that in the original game. That looks like a sequel.
I don't know. All right, we've got 15 now. We're at the end of the line.
The dollar signs just start swimming down.
Yeah, it's like a Facebook Live thing, but it's just dollar signs.
Okay, what is this? Got all the logos to the main games. Good stuff, good stuff. 30. Since 1987, Sid has been in most of the Final Fantasy games. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that was a nice little video.
Yeah.
On the Final Fantasy. I thought I was going to announce something, but
Yeah, I guess
it didn't. Well, Square put out a nice little Timeless Legacy trailer, which has clips from all the games in it. So.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Or you can listen to the entire backlog of Ultima Final Fantasy and get even more coverage on the Final Fantasy games.
Choose your own path.
Speaking of in-depth, beautiful, wonderful coverage, Schweiss, let's get let's talk about I don't know. I got a little thing. I got a little penis.
Yeah.
It's basically what I was saying. It's tiny. It's just so small. Open up your jokes there. I don't know if you have them opened up. Don't read the answers, except on the questions that you're... Do you want to do like every other one? I've been talking a lot.
Sure.
Okay. So last night, Schweiss, I was considering doing History of Square Enix Part 8, or whatever it is. And I was at work because I like to plan my podcast episodes while in the middle of the night when everything's kind of clear at work. Last night was a Friday night, and so it was a little busier than normal. On top of that, my coworkers decided to leave me a very, very terribly kept store, so there was tons of trash to take out and a whole bunch of other shit. And then... at around, 3 o'clock, these cowboy motherfuckers came into the store, and they were just causing a ruckus. And they tried to steal shit from the store, and I caught them, and then there was, like, this fucking moment where, like... they were just loitering around after I'd kicked them out of the store. They were loitering around outside, and I had to kick them out of the parking lot. And I was just in a state of pure, vicious anger for about 3 hours last night. And in that anger, Schweiss, I was like, I can't fucking think of a goddamn motherfucking podcast right now. I just can't. Because I was also slightly worried that they were going to come back and, like... fuck with me again. Like, I thought that these little pieces of shit were gonna come back to the store and like fuck with me, and I was worried because of course I'm at the store alone, and I don't know, it's just a bad situation to be in if you're dealing with like a drunk homeless guy or these little fuck faces with their shirtless cowboys that came to the fucking store last night. So in that swell of anger, I couldn't write a goddamn word. And I said, Schweiss, I need to lighten up the mood. I was saying your name too when I was doing it. I said, Schweiss.
I rolled over and I was like,
Schweiss, I need to lighten up the mood. And so I Googled Final Fantasy jokes. These are high quality jokes collected by Nick's Paws, who is on the Cactar server in the Final Fantasy 14 looks like the forums here. Jokes from around Eorzea, various sources, he or she says. And I'm ready, Schweiss. I'm ready to get the laughs going. So I got a whole page of Final Fantasy jokes. Many of them are 14 related. I've looked at a few of them. But a lot of them aren't. So I hope you're ready to laugh your ass off. You got a laugh track you wanna get going?
You know what? Let me find one real quick.
Let's find a laugh track. Schweiss, I am still actually kind of angry at these little cowboy fucks. And if they come to the store again, I'm gonna call the fucking cops on them. I'm that pissed off. Ooh. Oh yeah, we got a good one here. Are you ready for this, Schweiss?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, and these are good. These are good for you to, guys, memorize these and use them when you're picking up chicks at the next Final Fantasy convention. Yeah,
speaking of, we'll come back to that dudes. When we do reviews.
Or both.
Yeah. Fuck it, everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Schweiss.
Yes.
Why did the Chocobo cross the road?
Oh. Why did the Chocobo cross the road? To get to the other side.
No.
Damn it.
He was going for a wark.
Oh!
Shit! Oh shit! Twice.
Oh man!
Oh.
This is so gay. Okay.
What do Mughals use when they go shopping?
Ooh. Oh man. A Poshy pocket.
Coupon. Okay. Why do white mages get invited to parties?
Oh man. Because you can't use potions very often.
Oh, no, Schweiss. To raise the roof. That was a dumb one.
The crowd loved it though.
Oh, okay. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is Final Fantasy 14 mostly related. Why do people dislike summoners?
Oh man. You know, I wish I could guess some of these fucking things.
I'm waiting for you. You can guess them.
Well, I want to guess it naturally.
You don't want to ruin the joke?
No. Why do people not like summoners?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They ruin everything.
Oh
Schweiss.
my god.
They ruin everything. It's okay. I'll be here all day. Yep. Thank you. Why do famous people get summoners to write about them? This is the worst worded joke so far.
Why do they get famous people to write about them?
Why do famous people get summoners to write about them?
Fuck, I don't know, man. It doesn't even make sense.
Because they write the best biographies. Oh shit.
Oh, let's get some love from Kafka too. Oh, Kafka doesn't care about that.
Kafka doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's got a much darker sense of humor than that.
This was actually pretty funny. What type of shoes do white mages wear?
I don't know, Crocs.
Heels.
Oh shit. Heels.
You should turn up that laugh track. I need to hear the audience twice. It's important to me.
All right.
Oh my god. Why did the paladin get kicked from the party?
Because he was waging a holy war.
That's good. That's a good guess. He wouldn't stop flashing everyone.
Oh.
In the horde.
That word being joke.
Oh my god. Jesus. What do you call a male Lala?
Dude, man.
A Lala fella.
Oh, that one I should have got.
Yeah, you should.
That one's decent. So let's give that the full laugh track here. There we go. That's good. That's good.
What do you call a poor Lala?
Lala peasant. I don't know.
A little short.
Oh, look at that approval from the Kafka too. Beloved all around.
This is so stupid. This is a statement. It's not a question and answer. Let's be glad Titan doesn't go for president. He'd win by a landslide.
Oh,
Titan joke.
Oh,
It's the best ever. Oh my god, Schweiss. I just totally lost my spot. Aren't these the greatest jokes of all time?
they're certainly up there, right? What's Twintania's favorite party game?
I don't know, Schweiss.
It's Twister.
Oh my god. I got like a shitload of Lalafell ones here. Okay. What's the definition of pissed off?
Lalafell.
A Lalafell with a yo-yo.
With a yo-yo. Nice.
Oh my god. All right. Why shouldn't Lalafell be a I'm gonna fucking skip that one because I don't know that word and I feel like an idiot. Okay, why are Lalafells such nice players?
Because they don't want to get on your short side. I don't fucking know.
They don't want your short side.
Yeah,
Schweiss,
I do
that
know
common phrase
I
that
do
we all
know
use. The short side.
The short side of the
I don't want to get on the short side of
short
Schweiss.
side of yeah. Well, yeah. It's a common phrase.
Yeah, it's common. Schweiss, because Lalafells don't look down on people.
Oh. Man.
Oh shit. God, there's so many of these ones too. Okay, what do you call a Lalafell who is out of gill?
Lalapur.
Shortchanged.
Oh. A lot of short jokes. I guess that's obvious considering they're midget people.
What do you call a chubby Lalafell?
Chubby Lalafell. The Big Short.
That's not too bad. Low fat.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. Full track.
What gesture does a Lalafell use to say hello?
A wave. It's a stupid one.
A microwave. Where do Lalafell go to drink?
I don't know.
The mini bar.
Oh man, that one. Thank you.
What do people do when they are cold? This is not a Lalafell joke.
Jump into the frying pan.
They shiva.
Ooh.
That's clever.
Yeah.
That's clever.
Yeah.
And I got one more not 14 related question for you.
Okay.
What do poor adventurers eat?
Spam.
Ramen noodles.
Oh, everyone get in on this one. Come on.
The final joke.
Yeah.
So guys,
Ramu noodles.
remember those jokes. I know you guys must have been rolling in the car or in the you're jogging or whatever you're doing right now.
Yeah,
I know
we could have dealt harm to you just now.
Just breathe. Don't want you guys to have any problems here. So
safety first, people.
Oh my goodness. Schweiss, let's answer some goddamn questions.
Questions for us. We would like to hear from you. You. Do one for us. Contact us on Twitter. Get on and ask your questions. We'll answer them within a week. This is the question segment. Ask and you will receive.
All right. So first up here we have hello. From Australia.
Oh my goodness. You want to read this one?
Yeah, give me a sec here. I gotta warm up
Here, let me massage your back.
the Australian voice. Hey guys, I was looking for a new podcast to listen to and stumbled upon yours a couple months ago. Crikey. Like Daniel in one of the podcasts a few weeks ago, I found you guys a little annoying at first, but you really grew on me, and now I'm really enjoying the show.
He loves it when you do the Australian accent.
the Austrian.
Keep up the good work.
The cock.
I'm a big FF fan, and I've played all the games from FF6 onward, excluding the MMOs, and FF15, unfortunately. Been too busy with the work grind and haven't found time for the FF15 grind yet. FF7 is my favorite game in the series and was also my first FF game. So I guess it confirms the theory that you guys have going. And I swear I must be the only FF fan to have not liked FF10 that much. It's quite low in my rankings, possibly the lowest. But I'm Australian and we are crazy backwards down under.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, you got that, mate? Anyways, I have a couple of unrelated questions that I want to ask as an Australian. Number one, what's the deal with Donald Trump?
Schweiss, what is the deal with Donald Trump?
The other person blew it, so there we are.
Oh, boy.
I make great
deals.
deals.
It's funny. I feel like he blew it many more times and somehow got over on top. Here's what happens though in American politics. If you look at like the presidents of previous generations here, it tends to go left leaning and then overcorrects with right leaning and then vice versa, and it just keeps doing that. So we're on our Republican run now, and then either in a term or two, we'll be back to a Democratic president, and then it'll go back to Republican president, and
Yeah, probably.
unless we have an FDR again, but that's they can only have 2 terms, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a third term, but that third term on the same party, they never have a second term. So like, you had Jimmy Carter after, I think he was after 2 Democrat terms, didn't he? I might be wrong about that.
I don't fucking remember.
But either way, that happens all the time. It's like we should expect it by now. So it was just, overcorrection.
Yeah. Yeah, they blew it. Super cocky. People like to look at the cocky person and see him lose. So that's probably part of it, too. Like, everyone wants the underdog to win. Until the underdog wins, and then they're like, oh, maybe not. So, I don't know.
It's funny. I listened to this book called The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene. And he's famous for being this sort of Machiavellian sort of philosopher guy. He wrote a book called 48 Laws of Power, and they're really Machiavellian sort of, how to win people over.
Right.
And it's something similar with Art of Seduction. It's about social and sexual seduction of other people. And one of the things he was talking about with politicians was this idea that if all the politicians are doing one thing, the way to make yourself stand out and to win almost every time is to do the opposite thing.
Right.
And Donald Trump did that.
Yeah.
And
That's why he won.
So I mean, when I was listening to that book, I was like, oh, yeah, I can totally see if this book is correct and Trump is not just the one-off, that I can definitely see that being the thing.
Yeah.
It's like everyone was doing politics a certain way. I mean, Hillary Clinton's an old-school politician. And then Trump was, of course, this very brash, very not too calculating of a politician, and it's just different, and people go for that sort of thing. It's kind of crazy how easily kind of people are won over by that.
Yeah, I think it's more that than anything else. Any other example of racism or whatever else. I think that's more of what it is than anything. My guy lost too, so don't worry. Let's see, the second question. Do you think America will ever join the modern civilized world and convert to the metric system? Nope. 1, we don't fucking have to. And 2, Joe's example, as far as building...
My example?
As far as building and using measurements, the American system is by far superior.
Okay, all right. If anybody doesn't know what you're talking about.
Quarter of an inch, eighth of an inch. When you're piecing together plied wood or something, anything it's so much easier to fucking reduce it.
This is a manufacturing company or country, right? So
yeah,
you had a lot of
that is our existence. We were to come over here and harvest this fucking place.
The metric system is super useful when it comes to construction of any kind.
Oh, the metric, you mean the American.
Or the American system, sorry. Or I don't even know what our system is called. I'm sure it has
it's a standard
system.
That's how we roll. We're like, ours is the
All
standard.
right. Well, I'm sure we didn't come up with it. I don't know the history of the measurement systems, but
Oh, I had an argument the other day at work. Someone was telling me that the American Standard one is older, and I was like, no, the metric system is older. And I Googled it, and the metric system is older.
Is it?
And they still didn't believe me. Yeah, they were like, they're like whispering, like, oh, I know ours is older.
Well, it
It's like,
doesn't matter.
it
at
doesn't,
this
but
point.
they're almost the same as far as like when they were conceived.
When it comes to measuring and cutting for length, the most useful science measurements are not. I mean, they're nice, but they're not actually like physically useful to most everyday man. So when you're cutting for something and you need something symmetrical, then it's easier to calculate things in something that's in a base 12 system almost, where 12 inches, which equals a foot in our measurement system, is divisible by many more things than 10 is.
Right.
So with the 12-inch system that we have, it can be divisible by 3 inches, 4 inches, 2 inches, 6 inches,
Yeah.
and 12 and 1. When the other system has less, you can do
Right,
2,
same thing with-
10, and 5.
Right. Same thing with when you get smaller and smaller. It just gets easier. It's just a lot easier to do.
And then it's an eighth,
Measuring.
quarters, and it goes all the way to like 64ths.
And I mean, technically, so does the metric system. An eighth is just.
but it's like it's decimal
It's
points,
0.125.
and you need a goddamn like laser beam in order to cut that shit. I guess you can do it, Schweiss.
Well,
you can do it,
if you just know what 1 divided by 8 is, yeah.
but
you
it's
can do it.
not going to be as useful or as easy on the shorthand sort of
Yeah.
way to do it. The counter argument being that the metric system is more useful for everything else, in which case, yeah, you're probably right. But when if construction is kind of like your engineering
mainstay.
is like your
Yeah.
main thing in your country, then it's it's probably not going to change at all.
Yeah.
I don't understand Celsius. Like, or any of that stuff.
It
either.
makes sense. 0.
Fahrenheit to me, 100 degrees is hot, not death.
Well, 0
100
degrees
just
is
feels-
freezing, and 100 is boiling. So it makes sense.
Oh, in Celsius, yeah. I guess, but it's still like I can feel one temperature difference in Fahrenheit, but that's like how many? That's like
Yeah, it's
not
more.
even a degree in Celsius, right?
Yeah. it's more for science, I'd say.
I
is
guess.
the
I guess, and like
metrics.
they use the metric system sometimes here. We have to work on like Japanese cars and shit, but like, I don't know. I'm okay with our system. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna mess with it.
Right.
I don't think anybody else will either.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
America, take it. New Square IP. I did see an announcement for the Square Enix RPG title they're coming out with, and Halo Blue here is asking what our thoughts on what it could be and what we hope it could be. Honestly, I just think it's a new Square Enix IP. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be connected to Final Fantasy from what I saw in that trailer. I don't know. Have you even seen the trailer?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you should probably include the trailer if you guys are asking us about like an IP or something new, so we can revisit it for the show. But
What could Square Enix do in the RPG department that they haven't done?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. They've done a lot of things, so that's a tough question.
So they've now done an open world RPG sort of with 15.
Yeah.
Sort of in that Western style, although not entirely, obviously. I don't know, point and click. Point and click action RPG. Just getting some Diablo dungeon crawling right now.
They could do
Square.
that.
That'd be interesting, and also a ripoff.
Yeah, I mean, there've been a lot of Diablo ripoffs already, though. So I mean, it wouldn't be the first.
How about they try melding a sim game or a simulation game with an RPG somehow?
Yeah. Oh, here it is. It's Project Prelude Rune is what it's titled. I remember seeing an article on Twitter from this. Actually, we've got a little screenshot here. Yeah, that's it. It's just got like a girl with a dragon, and they're curious as to what we think this will be. Honestly, it just looks like a new RPG. Like it's the Square Enix.
Is it going to be a standard Square Enix RPG? Just because I mean they come out with there's the Final Fantasy games, and then every once in a while they'll have like a different sort of RPG, like Infinite whatever blah blah blah. And I know that was great. What was that other one?
The what?
We've had recent sort of non-Final Fantasy standalone RPGs before from Square Enix, and they do okay. I don't know. I would like Square Enix to bring something new to the table, though, as far as RPGs are concerned, or at least something new for them. Maybe I would like to see them get into more of that open world aspect, something around the realms of Fable or Fallout or Skyrim.
Yeah, I don't know. Part of me does, but then part of me wants them to kind of stay in their own little corner.
Well, I don't want them to do that with the mainline Final Fantasy games. But might as well have them experiment with other things, because all it's going to do is add more to the company in terms of what they can bring to the next Final Fantasy game if they experiment more. So I'm okay with it.
All right, that's fair.
And I'm interested in what they're going to do next as far as this new IP.
Yeah, we'll have to see when more news
Is that a joke?
comes our way.
Is that a joke up there, Schweiss? Did someone put a new joke on this?
Yeah, they said, hey, Yuna. Oh, hey, Zach. Yuna, you want to hear a joke? Sure, Zach. What kind of school do summoners go to learn how to summon Aeons? I don't know, Zach. The University.
Oh my God.
God damn it, Zach.
The University.
Yes, thank you, Mirage Leonardo
Wow.
84 for that
Wow.
for that treat. That's good.
Oh my goodness.
So we have a question here from our very good friend Shinbrew on the forums. He says, well, it's titled, "Why can't FF7 Remake have a turn-based battle system?"
It's good. Good question.
Now, he's fine with
Already.
the action combat, and he's defended it in the past, but today he started thinking about why Square Enix had to change it. Their argument is so that it can appeal to a larger audience and gamers that don't like or aren't familiar with what they deem is outdated turn-based combat. Is this really true or even right? I mean, a huge amount of old and young gamers still appreciate turn-based combat. Persona is a series that has always been strictly turn-based, and the upcoming Persona 5 game is breaking all sorts of series records. Pokemon is one of the biggest, most successful long-running RPG series and makes a ton of money with each entry. It is the most successful RPG series. All the main Pokemon games have turn-based combat, and it's often small children and adults that play them. So this nonsense about turn-based being old or not cool enough or won't cater to gamers is a dumb argument. Why do you think Square Enix said this, and what do you think is the real reason behind this decision? Perhaps they have a belief that if they make the combat more action-oriented, they can appeal to people that aren't gamers, or the more casual mainstream gamer crowd that just likes fast action games. Honestly, they could easily make FF7 Remake have an FF13 2-style, fast, turn-based battle system, and rework it a little bit. I think it would be awesome. Well, honestly, 7... I hate to be a dick here, but it doesn't have a turn-based battle system. It has an action time battle.
Hey, now.
Which is not the-
we know what he's saying,
Which
though.
is not the same thing.
It's a command-based battle system, according to one of the articles that we read. In which case, like 15 is pretty much pure action game.
It is, yeah. There's occasional like button mashing events.
Yeah, and there's other things where like if you press the trigger, it'll pause for a second. You can do some other shit. I think I'm remembering that wrong actually, but for the most part, yeah, it's a pure action.
Yeah, it's an action RPG with an inventory and item system.
Yeah,
Where you can pause and use items.
and I dig the hell out of 15 system. I also dig the hell out of 13 system, which is like the ultimate in action time based battle. Is something.
Yeah, do you like 13.2s more though?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's better.
So okay,
by
13.2.
like 10%, it's better.
Yeah,
So-
it's 13s is still really good, but
It is. So I'm kind of okay with this sort of modern thing where they're going in kind of the speed direction. Now, the thing is that FF7 is a game that already exists. And so, like, it should feel somewhat like it used to.
yeah.
And I do agree with that. And I've been against this. I've been against this FF7 remake the entire time. the entire time. I've been against it. And so I understand where you're coming from, Shinru, but yeah, I think action games are probably it's just to sell more copies. And
Yeah, and it's not so much that it's not cool or hip or
it's definitely not.
and it's out and it is old. It's not that it's a bad thing to
It's
be
an old
old.
system, yeah.
You can have an oldie, but it be a goodie. But it is behind the times in a way. Like it's not.
It's behind the fashion.
Maybe. I mean, JRPGs. There's still a lot of turn-based shit in JRPGs. I think they're trying to appeal to a more Western audience and turn-based. I mean, we have people like Cameron,
Let
who's
go
like,
of turn-based a while ago.
well, they wait and one of them gets hit and then they hit and then they use an item. It's just not a big thing. But then I say that, and then we have South Park Stick of Truth. That's turn-based.
Yeah.
That's kind of like an homage to
It
the
is an homage to
JRPGs
old
of
games,
old.
though.
So, I mean, that might be, a one-off, but I feel like they're just trying to appeal to a wider audience, and they know that hardcore Final Fantasy fans will buy it regardless, and they're trying to pick up a few more people along the way.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a good thing. It's just what they're going with. Like, I don't know. I love the initial, the OG Final Fantasy VII battle system, but I can see why they would feel the need to change it. Like, if they're going to do a remake, they need to remake it. They don't need to
They gotta get rid of the W item glitch at least.
Yeah, they've got to remake the game. This isn't going to be just a new an HD skin for Final Fantasy VII. If they're remaking it, they're going to build it from the ground up, and that's what they've decided to do. And they're not comfortable doing that with an engine that's 20 years old. And I get it. I still love FF7's battle system, but I feel where they're coming from.
All right. Noxat Knight 88 says, I see what you're saying here, but I do think the action-based system appeals to more people. I have many friends who wouldn't touch a turn-based RPG, but they might play a game like 15 due to apparent action. Pokemon might be the exception, but they don't always play those games for the combat. These friends have played the Tales of series and Kingdom Hearts, which are primarily action-based, but haven't played in FF. Making it action-based provides an extra level of appeal. The better argument, I think, is this. Will you turn off your core fan base due to the action-based combat? FF15 sold well for sure, and certainly FF7 will sell, if only for the nostalgia factor. But what about FF16 and going forward? Is the FF name strong enough to keep the fans loyal despite the strong shift? I don't know the answer, but we'll see. I don't think the FF fan base has changed twice. I think 13 sold 6 million copies, and I think FF15 sold 6 million copies.
Yeah,
that we know of so far.
I think they're, like I said, the hardcore fan base will be there no matter what.
I think there's always going to be 6 million people for the next, 6 years.
Yeah.
How about that?
Silver Shades comes in and says, I think they feel pretty certain that whatever they do, the main fans will still buy, as long as the integrity of the story and characters are still intact. So they are trying to appeal to non-FF fans or new fans that came in with 15. Personally, I find most action-based battle systems less fun. They don't require as much tactics, and usually, if you work hard enough, you can make your character OP, and then it's just hack and slash. However, it can be done right. Tales of Xillia is not turn-based. It's an action-oriented battle system, but they give you enough variety of things to do that is interesting all the way through the entire game. They also require strategy in the monster design so that certain monsters require particular characters or elements to fight effectively. Xillia was lots of fun to play through because of that. In comparison, I got bored with FF15's battle system about 25 hours in, and it became monotonous for the
that's
rest
a
of the
lot of
game.
hours in to get bored. So
Yeah, that's about a fourth of what I put into it. I'm hoping that Final Fantasy VII's remake is going to have a different system than FF15. I know it'll be action-based, but I hope it requires more strategy than Final Fantasy XV did. FF has been pretty creative with battle systems in the past, and I'm willing to see them innovate with an action-based system, but I will be very disappointed if it's essentially the same as the last game, Final Fantasy XV.
I'm ready for some iTunes review, and then I know exactly what my question from us to you is going to be
Alrighty.
after that.
Let's do it.
We have 3 reviews this week.
So
Twice.
tasty. We do. We have one titled Nothing. Oh, man. Nothing But Fun from Jamji. This is a
Sweden.
a very wonderful Sweden review. Oh, man. I don't know if I can do. I can't do Australian and then Swedish. Darth Jummer here. After almost 3 years of listening to this podcast, I guess it's time to leave. This is an awful Jamu impersonation, by the way. I know what this fucking guy sounds like.
To leave.
Yeah, after almost 3 years of listening to this podcast, I guess it's time to leave my first iTunes review. When I grew up, I couldn't really talk to anyone about Final Fantasy, but thanks to the ultimate Final Fantasy podcast, I have found like-minded people and new friends. I have been enjoying all the episodes each week for about 3 years soon because of the hosts' good chemistry. Keep up the good work. I wish you both luck on future episodes from the bottom of my Swedish accent heart.
Thank you. That was an awesome review.
Awful.
Review or your voice?
No, my voice.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's like,
fucking
come on,
impersonation. I know what he sounds like, too. It's like, yes, I am Jomo. It's like, I don't know. Fuck it. Anyway, here's one from
Wait,
Will.
wait, hold on. So I do want to say that we actually had a shout out to Darth Jamu like 3 episodes into this podcast.
Yeah,
He has been with us for a very long time.
it's true. Yeah, that's
So
fucking,
like all I need is Gage Klein to reach out right now.
yeah. Oh, he's been on the 13.2 streams.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he still exists.
Oh my god.
The-
So I'm
the
sure
Klein.
like the early listeners when we knew everybody's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like he came out and I was like, oh, is that you? He still have that mug? He does.
Oh sweet.
This one's from Will45591. I swear to God, we've already had a review from this guy, but
Yeah.
it's titled "This Show Will Get You Laid." A 5-star review. Sent $20 to the PO box mentioned at the end of the show. Worked for me. Been listening to the show since the beginning, basically, and have dragged my feet leaving a review because I enjoy the no review music. Sorry. Must listen podcast for any level of Final Fantasy fan. The time and effort the host put into this podcast is hard to miss.
Oh man.
This is a good one to have on this fucking episode. Great backlog of episodes and surely
much.
many more to come. Thank you very much, Will
Man.
and Jamu.
Whew, man, finding that first Google link on FF jokes.
Yeah, that's some mighty fine effort.
So, yeah, I mean, it did take time. I have shitty internet on my phone, so it did take some time to load the page up.
okay.
So,
That's
to be
fair.
fair,
Yeah.
it took me a lot of time to prepare today's episode.
To be fair, if we're
Yeah.
doing like actual minutes of waiting for your phone to load,
Yeah.
we got another one here at the final review for
We
today.
all know that phone loading screens are the longest. Like, they may not be actually long, but they feel longer than anything else.
Yeah, that's true. And then they also format their ads to where you like click on it as you try to scroll,
God.
and it's like, oh, you're going to the ad now. Hot Asian singles. I'm like, fuck, I don't want hot Asian singles. I want the fucking article.
I want hot Asian singles.
All right.
But they're liars, all
Yeah.
those ads.
They're wrong. Fake news. All right, so we have one more review here today. It's a 5-star review from Small Squall titled
Wait.
Ultimate is Appropriate.
I think this one's British.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I checked. I checked UK and Canada. Canada didn't have any. Thanks, Canadians. Canada didn't have any, but UK, I believe, did, and I think this one's the UK one.
For anybody who cares enough about the Final Fantasy franchise
that's
to listen to a podcast exclusively about it,
Governor.
I can't imagine that there will ever be one to top the Ultima podcast.
I don't know.
These guys discuss every release in exhaustive detail and with infectious enthusiasm.
That's true.
Some might find their sense of humor a little near the knuckle occasionally, but it's clear that their hearts are in the right place. This is a great fun to listen to. I laugh and learn a lot every episode. The other Caleb is great too. Thank you. And Craig thanks you from the bottom of his dying heart as well.
His small, shriveling, weak.
Incapable of pumping blood to his hands, heart.
Yeah, that one. That
Yeah.
heart. I do want. Thank you. I don't know what humor near the knuckle is, unless it's like you want to punch us for our humor.
Maybe it's like off the cuff, like kind of just like brash.
Nah,
I don't know.
Near the okay, I'm gonna Google this shit right now. Near the knuckle. This sounds like a British phrase that I just don't understand. Near the knuckle, meaning. Look at that. It popped up right there. Informal, verging on the indecent or offensive. It's a British. It's a British phrase. It says that right here. Okay, all right, got it.
That's very accurate. I can't argue with that.
I've been. Someone on Twitter was like, "Hey, stop the F words," and I said, "No." That was on Nude Clan, but yes, some people don't like our brash sense of humor. Should we put a warning in front of this show too?
No. It's already got explicit on iTunes.
That's true. That should be enough.
Well, I think it's the stark shift between how often you say fuck and how often I say fuck.
It depends on the day for me. I haven't used it that much in this show.
No, that's true, but I don't know, man. Like I used to be the guy who swore a ton, and now I'm just like a cash. You know?
Well, maybe you just got.
I'm standard.
You got nicer, and I got angrier.
Maybe.
That's it.
I don't know. But we can't not do it. It's impossible. Like we
have done a clean show. I think there's some shows on iTunes
we have
rated as clean.
There sometimes it's because I forget to mark them as explicit. So I mean that's sort of a gray area here. But
okay,
I agree. There was a time where we're like, okay, maybe we shouldn't because it's a teen rated series, so potentially kind of screwing ourselves. But
yeah, well, they can go fall asleep when they're listening to other the other Final Fantasy podcast.
Yeah,
that doesn't even play the fucking games.
Yeah, not even the mainline ones.
Yep.
Come on here, people.
All right,
come on.
I got a question from me to our audience right now. I'm rearing to ask it.
Alrighty.
Guys, I need you to go to ultimatefinalfantasy.com, click on forums, join the forums if you haven't already, and if you have, good.
Thank you.
The question from us to you. Do you want Final Fantasy to move on, in a way, and become an action RPG series from now on? Or do you want them to keep to their turn-based roots? Just in the future mainline series Final Fantasy releases. I'm curious as to what kind of the consensus is. Do you want them to keep going in the direction that they've been going, or do you want them to go in a sort of retro direction for future releases?
Okay.
Yeah, I think some of that is like kind of gauging on like what you thought of 15, whether or not you thought that was the right way to go. And so that's my question from us to you this week. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to Ultima Final Fantasy, the Ultimate Final Fantasy podcast. You can check out our other shows, Nude Clan, which is a video game podcast that's nude, like Nude, space, clan, CLAN. And you can find that show on iTunes. It's a lot of fun. I believe we're reviewing Dishonored today. Is that correct?
No, it's
another D game. Darksiders. That's right. So Caleb and Cameron are reviewing Darksiders today, so that'll be up when you guys listen to this podcast. Also, the Godzilla podcast. If you love old kaiju movies from Toho, me and Drew love them too, and so we go through those and do commentaries on them.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a Kong one here pretty soon. First impressions.
We are. We're gonna have to do a Kong Skull Island.
So if you like the evil man's perspective on the series, you can listen to that episode. I'll be there.
The 20 people who listen to both these shows.
Yeah. Like, I like that one guy who hates it.
Yeah. That
of course,
guy.
I've only been on. No, you know what? I've been pretty positive towards the. Okay, maybe not.
You come and watch the bad ones though. That's
I did the new Godzilla one though.
The bonus first impressions.
That was fine. Yeah, that was a fun movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie. It won Best Picture in Japan.
I saw that and I was like, what? Okay,
I did too. Obviously, it wasn't for the English-speaking parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just assume it's good.
Oh god. Super Sexy Swingin' Fanfiction is continuing on its own show, so check that out. It's Swing In with just an N, by the way. Doesn't have the G, because that's cool.
Yeah.
You can check out other stuff for this show. Of course, YouTube, Facebook, you know the links, twitch.tv. You can tweet me at Joseph DeGollier.
Me at UFF Podcast.
Thank you guys so much for supporting the show via Patreon or Amazon or PayPal or wherever how you support the show. We really appreciate it. We did get some new replacement audio equipment that we were breaking down, so we had to get some new stuff, and most of that is from Ultima's sort of proceeds, so we appreciate that very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And God, Schweiss, I guess.
Well, phone line. 385-204-3921. Leave us your reviews, leave us your intros, leave us whatever the hell you want, and we'll play it.
Yeah. And we'll make love to it.
We will.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next week.
Enjoy the 160 fragment 13-2 grind.
This has been another production of Ultima Final Fantasy, the Ultimate Final Fantasy Podcast. The show was produced by Joseph DeGollier and Caleb Schweiss, with music and editing by Joseph DeGollier, parodies and clips from their respective authors, of course. You can get all of our episodes as well as our Let's Plays at ultimafinalfantasy.com. You can also contact us on Twitter at UFF Podcast, as well as our contact page on our website. Be sure to subscribe and review our podcast. Your reviews may get read on the show, and look forward to the next episode of Ultima Final Fantasy, the Ultimate Final Fantasy Podcast. I just want the Twitch audience at home to see this. So not only is this a house full of broken pens, it is also a house of broken scissors. This thing doesn't even cut because the half of the handle is off, and then the blades, they like move past each other, and just look at that. Look at that shit. It's ridiculous. Why do you even have those scissors? That's a good question. Why do you even have
Part
these?
of the...
What's the matter with these scissors? What's the matter with these scissors? Oh god. Thanks, Cameron. Anyway, this is terrible. Schweiss, I'm willing to buy you like a pack of pens right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have pens.
You want to give me the pen?
I didn't do it. Someone ran
Okay.
it over.
All right. This is the most useful pen that I could find at the moment. Do you see this? I mean, it works. It works for now. Do you see this shit? You see this? Trying to write down Newt Clan scores. I'm like, That's the grip. That's the grip on the pen. Yeah. I can't. That's what happens, man. Anyway. It's the House of Broken Scissors. It's the new song.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be on my new album.
All right, guys. We'll see you later.
See you next week.
Maybe if it's fucking...
Wait, are you not done, Cameron?